What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York, invading Ohio for Day 3 at Incarceration Festival 2019. And today we are here with Adam and Adam of Scattered Hamlet.
Right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta ask you a question.
What's up?
You said you're from Heavy New York.
Yeah.
So you're into New York hardcore.
Oh,
So we're gonna go all agnostic front this interview.
Agnostic Front. Well, you want to hear a funny story about my first Agnostic Front show?
Yes, I want to hear that now.
So I'm a metalcore lover. Like, I love Kill Switch, Bullet for My Valentine. I was interviewing Roger Merritt, which was a great interview. That was the 100th interview on this channel.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a Bullet for My Valentine
Respect,
hoodie.
Roger.
I was wearing a Bullet for My Valentine hoodie at an Agnostic Front show. Needless to say, that was probably the most danger I've ever put myself in.
Yeah, we were just they're coming to Pittsburgh, and my wife was like, "You're an agnostic front fan. Should we go to that one?" I was like, "I don't know if that's the show for you." You know, like it's like we all grew up in punk bands and stuff, but yeah, we have an immense amount of respect for Roger and those guys and how they run their band, their attitude, and it's awesome. So I didn't mean to hijack your interview.
No. That means a lot, actually. I love talking hardcore.
Nice.
Well, I was going to promote you guys, but fuck it. Let's just talk.
We're gonna talk about Agnostic Front.
Yeah, exactly. This will be like the Agnostic Front version, like the alter ego of Agnostic Front. If Roger and Vinny Stigma went Southern Rock.
Yeah, right. I would take that. That would be hilarious. We would be. If we ever play with Agnostic Front, I'm going to wear my cowboy hat because I think that would be the most ridiculous thing. Because it would be there's a man with a cowboy hat and a beard at a New York hardcore show, so I think that would set the mood properly.
Again, I survived wearing a Bullet for My Valentine shirt, and I have a Linkin Park tattoo. So
Okay. Fair enough, man. You like what you like. I respect that.
Hell yeah.
But it's so awesome to have you guys here. You know, Swamp Rebel Machine is your latest full-length record, and I know that you guys did a cover of Dee Snider's Stay Hungry, which opened up a lot of opportunities. I know that you guys played with Dee Snider. You just want to give a rundown, basically, on how everything's been. Can we be expecting some new music soon or anything like that?
Yeah, man. I mean, we got a busy August coming up. We're actually playing with Dee at Sturgis this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's going to be cool.
We're not going to play Stay Hungry.
No, definitely not.
He's got that.
We'll let the master do
Yeah,
his
Dee's
thing.
you got it.
Yeah. But
Let Dee Snider take care of it. I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows.
Exactly. But we're stoked for that. You know, their camp, his camp's been really, really good to us. You know, I got to play a couple of shows with them, and it was surreal, man. It was really cool, and we're all looking forward to that show in the Sturgis. So.
Has working with Dee Snider at all influenced how you guys approach your own music as well, and it maybe helped you guys evolve as artists and open your mind to new ideas on songwriting in the future?
Well, yes and no. The yes part, there's a song on an upcoming album that I wrote that was pretty influenced by his new record because I had to learn all the material, so it just naturally I started writing kind of a little bit that way. But still though, like we kind of do everything within ourselves, like the way that we play with each other, we develop our own sound and our own relationship musically. So really, you just get us in the room and it just comes out natural,
So pretty much everything comes out naturally. So it's fair to say you guys don't really enter the studio with like a preconceived idea of something you want to do, right?
Actually, no. We demo pretty hardcore since we don't all live in the same area. So when we all get to the studio, we all kind of know what we're gonna do, and we just hash out details basically. So it's a lot of pre-production before we get in there because we record everything live. Like we do it like our favorite '70s rock bands did. So it takes a degree of preparation to be able to do that and to have the spontaneity, and I've been ranting that there's a trend in music where people use computers disguised as amplifiers to make their rock, and that's not how rock is made. Rock is made when you plug the Les Paul into the Marshall and then the rock comes out.
Well, as Peter Steele himself said, if it doesn't upset people, it's not rock music.
Exactly. Go back to Agnostic Front. When those guys came out, Maximum Rock and Roll was like the punk publication, and they shit on them all the time because they were like this new generation of what punk had evolved into at the time. And they made no apologies for what they did, and they just continued to do it. People responded to it, and they wore the banner of the Lower East Side crew, man. And singing about what they know about. To us, that's the authenticity that we go for, so we just sing about what we know, and play how we know, and that's where I think great music comes from.
So when it comes to seeing you guys live, you clearly try to execute the material exactly how people would hear your music on the album. You basically are a band with like what you see is what you get, kind of, right?
Yeah, I mean, we cut, pretty much everything live in the studio. So we're basically doing our live show in the studio, you know? So.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things we can't do. You know, there might be an overdub or something, you know, if we have some creative trick. But for the most part, you know, we know how to execute it. And, you know, it's taken, you know, sometimes we have to wear different hats and do things a little bit outside of our comfort zone to pull it off. But, you know, we practice in the basement until it's ready to go, you know?
Yeah. So is it a different, since you said that like playing in the studio is fairly similar to playing live in a way, but is there maybe like a different fulfillment factor? There has to be some sort of game changer when you do take it to the live element, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some things are played slightly different, you know, as far as like rhythm guitars and stuff like that. But the main focus is to capture that live energy.
It's the energy, yeah. It's Kiss. I'm a huge Kiss fan, you know, like Kiss can play all the wrong notes on stage, and I've seen them do it, and it's the baddest thing you've ever heard, because that's what Kiss does. And respect Paul. I held his guitar once, and he looked at me, but never told me to put it down. But he was disgusted and went back in his dressing room.
These are great stories.
Oh, we have so many.
I could only imagine. I was curious, being two Adams, how do you distinguish which one's who?
You usually call me Jode. You just call me my last name, Jode.
Yeah, and then I have CB.
Yeah.
People just call me CB.
Oh, yeah. Your tour manager was telling me that. Like,
yeah,
CB. What does that mean? Like CBD,
well,
but not
it
the
was,
full...
It was Chicago Bootleggers, Chili Bowl.
It's called an old man that's the front man who was having trouble remembering his name on the first tour. And I just like, hey, Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
And then our drummer at the time, Jake, like looked over, he's like, did you just fucking call him Chili Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we all just laughed, and what was that, fucking 5 years later, people are screaming Chili Bowl, and he's like, every time it happens, he's like, fuck this guy, man.
Well, I mean, Chili Bowl, I mean, that's not the worst thing I could think CB is being abbreviated for.
Yeah, so. Chili Bowl is the greatest blues name ever.
If you guys have any ideas what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he's a blues guy, Chili Bowl Newell. That is a blues fucking name.
That was like first tour as well. So
yeah.
Just forgot my name.
Yeah, Mashed Potato Johnson. Remember when Metalocalypse?
Metalocalypse, man.
When they went down to the crossroads, Mashed Potato Johnson. Yeah. We could take this in all weird directions, man.
Yeah, and I told your manager I only need you guys for 10 minutes.
I
meant 10 hours.
We just were down. Here's good. You want to hear another good story? Yeah. All right. I almost convinced John Lennon's son to take a chew with me backstage at the Les Claypool Lennon Experience. What's it called? The
Lennon Claypool. So I forget.
Yeah, anyway, it's badass. But anyway, one of our friends was playing keyboards in it, and he was telling him, "This is John Lennon's son. You know, like this is like music royalty." He was telling him, he's like, "No, I got these guys. They're like real deal hillbillies," and he was excited about meeting real deal hillbillies. So here we are backstage. You know, we're carrying our whiskey and stuff. This is during our Nashville session. And I went back, and if his girlfriend would have interfered, I almost had him take a big chew of Red Man, and that would have been like the ultimate moment. We could have just spit in a cup together, and we could have bonded like that.
Wow.
Told you that was an awesome story.
He was great, man.
Yeah, he was good people for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. And one final question I'd like to ask you is, you know, in the songwriting process, I do like asking artists because it's usually the easiest question or the absolute hardest. How do you guys know when a song is done, since it happens so organically?
I'm gonna let you take that.
I've been asking this question a long time. Let's take I've asked many people this. I can ask you this, okay? Do you write songs?
No, I can't.
Okay. I was thinking to myself, when Billy Joel wrote Piano Man, or when Skynyrd wrote Freebird, did they know they wrote it? Did they know what it is that they wrote? And I don't know the answer to that. Like, I can tell, I think, if this song people are gonna like, or, you know, I think I have a hold on that, but I always wonder if you truly write something on that epic level, if you know you did it. Like, because if I were Billy Joel and I wrote Piano Man, I'd walk away from the piano and quit and just be like, yep, suck it. I did that. Or Freebird, where do you go from there? Skinner went fucking everywhere from there. But if I did either of those, I would just walk around and gloat. Be like,
you definitely have the right to do so.
I believe so, but yeah. My boxing coach tells me, after I land a good shot, I like to step back and talk about it, and he says that's when I'm going to get knocked out. Because he's like, stop admiring your work. And I was like, well, see, that's exactly what I would do if I wrote Piano Man. I would sit back and be like, yep, I did that.
How do you know when a song's done?
Man, it's a hard one to answer because it's when you're writing, it's just you kind of get out of your own way, and you have to, especially when you're in the studio, you gotta know when to stop producing it. Just be like, okay, this is it. Just put it out there. Now there's songs that I've been playing for 6-7 years now in our set. I play it differently now than I did 6 years ago. So in a way, I guess it's never really done,
Just abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just transforms into something that's the same but different, like it's
where you're at that moment.
Yeah, it's just like well, we covered one of our friends' songs on the new album, and I was sitting there at the end when we were all done. I was just like, man, I can't wait to see someone transcribe that because I don't know what the fuck I played at the end. I was like, yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
So before we go, I'd like to thank you guys so much for your time today. This was a fun interview. Ending day 3 on a high note.
Hardcore.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
New York hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Is there just anything else you'd like to promote? I know you got that upcoming show with D. Snyder. Is there just anything else going on?
We're doing Gathering the Juggalos. I'm very excited for that one as well.
Are you shitting me or?
I am not shitting you.
We were playing with Morris Day and the Time and KRS-One and Max Sabbath.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Stoked.
I love
Yeah,
Juggalos.
Juggalo. Malenko.
I talked a lot about juggalos during this whole festival.
Well, we are in the Midwest.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah,
it's
that's
only my
my
second
shit,
time.
man.
Fair enough, yeah.
I'm from New York City. I'm like, holy
There's
shit.
probably not as many Juggalos in New York City.
No, there's just a lot of New York City. If I wore an ICP shirt.
Can I just say this for the record? Put this on the record for me. Juggalos are not a fucking gang. It's not a gang. Fuck you, FBI, for labeling them as a gang. Juggalos are fucking awesome motherfuckers.
Yeah, they're
not a
pretty cool.
gang.
They're like the American version of Lords of Chaos.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Well.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I probably just lost a good couple subscribers.
Yeah.
I love it. I love when shit's not safe. You're from New York, you know. You wanna know where I was born?
Where?
I wasn't always an Appalachian apostle. I was born on Long Island, the cauliflower farmers.
6th borough, Long Island, so that's what I call it.
Suffolk County.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Everybody, we are here with Scattered Hamlet. Be sure to pick up new music coming very soon. This is Alex from Heavy New York, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers, y'all.